So we're discussing a article about an Australian brewer offering beer for excess solar energy. So this brewer is they're trying to go green. They're trying to use renewable resources, and as part of that, well, first of all, when you pull power off of a power grid, you're not there's no way to pull power only from solar power. You kind of pull from the general pool of power, and then you buy that power from somewhere else. Like usually it's your utility, or you can buy it from green generators, like wind or solar generators that put the power into the grid. In this situation, they're kind of doing it a little differently. They're exchanging a good for power instead of money for the power. I am one of the things that comes to mind is I'm curious to see how this works with like taxes. Are they, if they do this on a larger scale, would the people that receive the beer need to declare beer as income? Or is it just exchanging a good for another good, in this case, electricity? It's kind of hard to tell. In the United States, with solar power, we use something called solar renewable energy certificates, or SRECs, and those are bought and sold on an open market. So if your company wants to go green and buy a certain amount of solar power, you just buy these solar energy certificates. I think each one is worth about 10 kilowatts of green power, and that's how you can kind of like certify you bought only solar power. It's again, with since you're pulling from the grid and these solar generators are dumping into the grid, it's not like you get only the electrons from the solar source, but it is right now with the infrastructure we have, it's the best way to say I'm going green. And this is an interesting step forward. Maybe there's other companies that are going to offer their goods. It doesn't cost them as much to manufacture these goods as they sell it for. Maybe there could be savings on everybody's end of, you need food, you need other stuff, clothes. Maybe it's a different way into cashless society. It's all bartering, going back to a barter system once again.
Yeah, so this brewer, I like what they're doing, but to me, I don't know. To me, it's more like a gimmick. Though I guess everyone could compare this in the United States with Tesla and there's Powerwall, where it pulls in energy during the day. Um, Maybe it won't pull off energy from the grid during peak hours, and we'll just use solar power, or the majority of it will be solar power. And then during off peak hours, during the nighttime, it'll kind of sell it back to the utility. But instead of selling it back for cash, this company is offering beer, it would just kind of a nice song gimmick. But the idea behind it is nice. They want to push more people towards renewable energy. I think in the United States, and especially in New Jersey, there is a lot of incentive for homeowners to get solar panels at the moment. You get a huge tax write off for it. You get some money back, and then what, in like 5 to 10 years you break even, and then after that you start gaining money off it. It's a good investment. I like this company, that they're at least getting the word out. um let's say they want to get some target dates, because everyone wants some target dates. uh they're trying to help meet its target to use 100% renewable energy by 2025. I don't think that's going to be the case. There's a lot of people stubborn. There's a lot of places where solar is very ineffective. But we'll get there slowly but surely.
Yeah, the idea is great. I think the solar is the new technology that everyone is looking at, and I think people just the right timing and the right way to do it. So I guess this is a fun way of doing it for a company to provide a brewed beer and then selling it for solar energy, because I think a lot of people have a lot of excess energy that they're not using, and even that they give it to, let's say, for any electrical company, even though they give it back to the grid, you only get like 5 cents per kilowatt, I believe, or less. So it's kind of more that they're, I guess the average rate is more for a beer than you're actually getting out of from the company itself. So it depends, I guess, the way you look at it. I don't know how much and how often they will provide it. They haven't provided that detail in here, but as far as I know, you're not allowed to technically not provide it to the grid. Like you don't have an option. Certain way you have to be linked to the grid. So I don't know exactly how they're gonna track it. If they're gonna provide um, the battery wall like Tesla does, there's additional cost. So if they're gonna be providing that cost and substituting with a different cost, if not, then I think a lot of people are afraid to buy a wall that they're not gonna use since they don't have the electrical car, or like for example, like my family is planning on getting the solar roof. So we want the panels, but we don't want the uh, battery wall because we're not going to use that much battery. And in New Jersey, it's very rare that we lose power. So I think there's a lot of incentives in this. So I guess maybe not the beer itself, but maybe there's some other better options that a company can offer. But I think they're looking for a fun way and getting more people involved. It's a new way of thinking green, I guess.